Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, The Homestyle Homestead. My name is Lexi. I do all things homesteading. I'm a beekeeper. I have a garden, we have chickens. But today's video is all about my sourdough microbakery. This is also my first year having a sourdough microbakery. I'm kind of coming down from the high of summer, which was a very busy season for me. I did farmers markets, I did porch pickups pretty much every other week, if not every week. And now since things are kind of slowing down, I'm doing once a month. The holidays are coming and I'm gonna have to start picking up my pace again. But I'm kind of taking a little break just for a little while because I kind of burnt myself out over the summer. On my channel, I want to show you guys everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, everything in between. Because like I said, this is my first year doing this. It's my first year doing a lot of this stuff. And so I want you to learn with me. I also want you to know you're not alone if you do have mess ups, because I had a huge mess up in this video. And I know you're gonna probably have some mess ups in your journey doing this as well. So just know you're not alone. Somebody's gonna be like, influencer in the wild. Cringe. Anyways, if you're interested in seeing a realistic week in my sourdough microbakery, then let's get into it. This is where I have my spreadsheets. It's really easy to use. You just fill in the number that you need. Today we need 8 original, and then adjusts all of your measurements to that quantity. Let me know if you're interested in something like this. I can make this into like a PDF download for you. First up, I'm gonna do original. Let's get to measuring. I like to measure out all my dry ingredients first, get them all put on my table, and then that's when I start adding the starter and the water and mixing them, because that's when I find that there's not so much time between each one when I start doing stretch and folds. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix, and I always warm my water up before I put it into my dough. You don't want to put cold water in. Sourdough doesn't like cold things, so that would just slow down your process. So that's my tip for today, I guess. Okay, now that I got those all mixed up, it took me about an hour. So now I'm going to start my timer for 1 hour to let them rest before I start my stretch and folds. I always like to wait till I've mixed them all and then I start my stretch and fold process, just so it's all kind of done at the same time. I also have all of this I'm trying to process, so it's a busy week. My best friend also just had her baby and I need to make her some food, and What else am I doing this week? There was something else. I don't remember, but what I do know is somehow my baby's still asleep, and so I need to just keep going before he wakes up. And so now we're gonna move on to doing some cookies. Okay, so the baby ended up waking up, which was fine. I needed this butter to kind of come to room temperature anyway. So now he is good, watching his little show, and now I'm going to move on to my cookies. Okay, so I actually just counted my cookies that I have in my freezer, and I have enough of my caramel apple and oat and my pumpkin snickerdoodles. So all I have to make is chocolate chip, and I'm gonna make one thing of my oatmeal cream pies just for my father-in-law. So I have one batch of chocolate chip and one batch of oatmeal cream pies, I guess technically I have to make. So my baby's having a little bit of a moment, so I'm just going to put this shower cap over this and leave it for just a minute. I love these shower caps. They come in really handy, and everything that I use will be linked in my Amazon storefront under sourdough must-haves. Normally I try to do everything on nap time. For the most part, when I'm doing a sourdough order, I kind of just have to work around the baby because you're working the whole day. That's why I try to get up really early and get as much stuff done before he wakes up, because that's just when you get the most done. So that's a tip if you have little ones at home. Like I said, I'm gonna go hang out with him for a little bit, calm him down. He sounds like he's okay right now, but I'm not gonna push it. I'm just gonna go sit with him for like maybe 30 minutes. I think probably I'm gonna do my first round of my stretch and folds, and then I'll go sit down with him, and then we will continue on from there. So let's go do our stretch and folds. Normally at this point I would have my cheese, not this one, my cheese and my jalapenos to put in my jalapeno cheddar, because I like to mix those in at this point as early as I possibly can, because the more the gluten develops in the bread, the harder it is to mix in your inclusions. I'm gonna start over here. As stressful as this has been for me lately, it is really relaxing to get to do this. It brings me at peace, and I do not know why. Okay, so while I'm sitting in here with him, I'm not gonna be completely out of work. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to work on some labels, and I'm gonna get those all ready to go as if I was about to print them, just for when I am ready to print them, it's all ready to go. That way I'm not wasting time. And that's a good tip as well for you, especially if you don't have a lot of help. I don't have a lot of help in the mornings, and so my husband goes to work. I have my grandma that helps me so much. She's the biggest help ever. I'm so lucky to have her. And so I don't have her come over necessarily until after my son's first nap in the morning, because I'm not gonna have her here while he's sleeping. Okay, so I got my labels all ready to go in Cricut, so those are going to be ready whenever I have the time to print them. Right now, it is now 9:20. It's time for my next stretch and folds, and it's actually going to be perfect because nap time is at 10, so we are going to do some stretch and folds. I'm going to finish those cookies, put them in the fridge, and then we're going to go pick up my pickup order of groceries. Then it'll be perfect because he'll probably fall asleep in the car, take a little nap, and then Grammy will be here and I'll be able to get probably everything else done. Let's go get the cookie dough in the fridge though, so it can chill while we're away. Okay, into the fridge. Okay, I'm gonna get this little workspace all cleaned back up, ready to go. I'm not gonna make my little pumpkin cake and apple crisp cake until tomorrow. That way they're a little more fresh, and then I'm gonna bake my bread tomorrow. So I'm gonna roll all that out here later, get it in the fridge for its overnight proofing, and then in the morning I'm probably going to start working on the little cakes, the pumpkin cake and the apple crisp. And then I'll either start baking cookies tomorrow night or tomorrow morning, but we will see how things go. But right now I'm going to do my stretch and folds, and then we're gonna go to the store. Okay, little haul. I had to get some sticker paper for my labels, some apples, I needed some, well, I thought I was gonna need more pumpkin. I guess I will for the little pumpkin cake, so there's that. I have my jalapenos and my cheddar. So now what I need to do is chop up these jalapenos and measure out my cheese before I do my next stretch and fold, because like I said, I like to try to get them in there as soon as possible before the gluten really starts to develop, because then it's really hard to mix everything in. So let's chop these up and measure out the cheese. Hey, don't do that.
Serious.
Oy. Are you gonna print? Okay, it is 2:45. I am now done with my labels, my packaging, got all my boxes put together for the cookies, everything. Here in a few minutes, I'm going to date my bread bags because I know I'm gonna make them tomorrow. I'm gonna date them for tomorrow. I don't know if I'm gonna get to my cookies and my cakes tomorrow or the next day, so I'm not gonna date those yet. I don't have to start rolling out my dough until about 5. And as much as I would like to just sit on the couch and relax until then, I need to get this house put back in order. A few things get neglected when you're focusing so hard on the sourdough order, but that's fine because that is more time sensitive than my house looking perfect. So now that I got everything done that needs to be done today and right now, and I'm just waiting on my dough to proof, I'm going to put this house back together, and then if I have time, then I'll sit on my butt on the couch. It is 5 o'clock. I'm hoping to have this done at least by 6:30 because we have dinner plans tonight. Okay, it is 6 o'clock. I'm done. We have to go to our dinner plans now. And I am gonna leave the dishes. I only have my bins. I did everything else earlier. And I guess I have those bowls that you saw me like putting everything into. Tomorrow we just got to bake everything and package everything and set up the porch. I'm sitting in the living room thinking, is it kind of smoking in here? I forgot that I had put an extra little bowl of starter in the oven yesterday. I don't even want to look. There's not even a bowl. There's not even a bowl in here anymore. Where's the bowl? Where's the bowl? Oh no. Oh no, my spatula. Oh man. Why me? I just watched a YouTube video on how to clean this up. And the guy's like, I've heard of something like that happen, but never really seen it. I'm like, yeah, because only idiots do this. Like me. Okay, well, that's not the morning I was expecting. This has put me back an hour or so. But again, just like in the beginning, you just gotta roll with the punches. Now, if this had been my only oven, which I'm sure is the case for a lot of people, I would be scrubbing it clean right now. But since I have my backup ovens, I'm just gonna use those. I'm sick of the smoke in here, so I'm not gonna turn the oven back on right now. I'll do it later. But if that ever happens to you, while it's still hot, scrape as much off as you can. Be careful, it's hot. I just used a spatula that I don't really use and gonna throw away. And I scraped off as much as I could onto this bowl. Yeah, I'm gonna have to do like oven cleaner and stuff later. But the devil can't get me down. I'm gonna keep going. Let's get to baking. Okay, well, what a morning. Obviously that did not go as planned. It's okay. Luckily I have a backup option. First batch is baking now. While that's baking, I'm gonna finish up on some computer work that I didn't get to do because of our little melty mess. And here in a little bit, I'm going to start on the cakes. And yeah, luckily I don't have 80 loaves to bake like I normally do. I only have 25, so we should be fine. Okay, first batch is in, out of the oven. Do these have the best ears? Some of them, yes, but like this one, no, not all of them. But that's okay. Are my customers going to condemn me because the ear doesn't look perfect? No, and I promise you, your customers won't either. I'm gonna let them cool on these and then I'll move them to my bamboo racks. I always like to do my original first because then you can reuse your liners at least one more time. My bottoms got a little burnt. I probably need to put a cookie sheet under them. What a perfect rainbow. Okay, I'm back. It is now 1:30. Not only did my morning start off horrible, it's pouring. And so I don't really want to be going in and out to my bread shed. So I scrubbed the oven, got it all clean. I figured the best way for the grates was to just throw them back in the oven and turn the oven up really high. And so I'm letting it melt onto some tin foil. Oh yeah, it's melting on there. It's not coming off very fast though. Irritating. Why do I do these things? I'm so stupid. I'm gonna turn it up as high as it'll go actually. So I forgot to make my streusel yesterday while I was making all my toppings. So I'm gonna go ahead and make that right now. And then I'm going to mix up my cake batter and bake those as well. Okay, it is now 4:30. I just got all of the bread bagged up. I'm not gonna close these bags on the pumpkin spice swirl loaves yet because they're still a little warm and I don't want any sweat to build up in the bags. My cakes are just about done. I'm gonna go pull those out of the oven, ice my apple crisp cake, and then probably start baking the cookies. So maybe we can be all done with all of this tonight and just have an easy morning tomorrow, unlike my morning I had this morning. guys, it's 9 o'clock. I just finished up with my cookies. Everything is packaged and ready to go. All I'll have left to do tomorrow is to bag everything up for each order and then set up the porch for pickup, which is at 10. But everybody is in bed besides me, so I am going to bed and I'll see you guys in the morning. Okay guys, it is 8 a.m. We are up, we're ready for the day. I need to start getting everybody's orders bagged up and then we're gonna set up the porch. And yes, I am still in my jammies. Okay, now we set up the porch. This is a very small order compared to what I normally do, but I have an event coming up at the end of November that I'm gonna do a huge order for, and so I'm really busy right now just with everything, and so I thought I would do kind of a smaller order just for now because I still want to get something out for people, but I'm just very busy and overwhelmed right now, so I'm just doing what I can. And if you can't offer, you know, maybe like a lot like you normally can, but you can offer a little, just be happy with that. It's totally fine. I most definitely burnt myself out over the summer with the farmers markets. I was making like 80 to 100 loaves and it was a lot. So taking this kind of like smaller break, getting back to doing what I love and not like going insane, has been really nice, not gonna lie. What? Okay, that's a little scratched up, but okay, and here is the setup. This side is just up for grabs for anybody. And then this side is my pickup side. My menu, my little pay stand. Okay, and then last step is setting up my sign for the passerbyers on the street. I have this one guy, Larry. He always comments and says, "I'm always so excited when I see your sign go up." I'm like, thanks, Larry. There it is. We are in the works of getting a little bread stand. Whether or not my husband knows he's gonna build me one of those yet or not, he's gonna build me one. And we're gonna put it out in our front corner, which I'm so excited to do because that'll just be a lot better and way more professional, in my opinion. Professional looking, but anyways, that is it for today. This is definitely an abnormal week for me in my micro bakery, but it's definitely realistic because, like I said before, it's not going to be the same every time you do it. You're always going to have, you know, like I did, disasters. Mistakes will happen, like my bowl, rest in peace, but learning to just roll with the punches and not letting them stop you or get you down or ruin your whole day. That is how you're going to be successful in doing this. Also knowing you're going to have busy seasons and you're going to have slow seasons. Obviously this is one of my slower seasons, but it's just fine because it gives me time to focus on other things. But that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know down in the comments what you do want to see. And until the next one, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!